And I'm Doug Feller.
And here we are again for our web show called Heartbeat, the pulse of Jeremiah Productions and the local artistic community. We are so excited to talk to you about our upcoming concert called The Voice of Christmas Around the World, to be performed December 16th and 18th at Mose Sherman Clay in the Pearl District in downtown Portland.
This Christmas, our featured guest choir will be the Glory Singers. I believe that it's been 15 seasons that we've been co-directing the Glory Singers. And we've had the opportunity to tour with them to British Columbia, Italy, and France. It's been a great time. But this year, our Christmas concert will feature songs from all over the world, from Italy, France, Spain, Mexico, and even Brazil, Jamaica, and of course, the good US of A.
That's right. So how would you like to take a look at the Glory Singers practicing during one of their rehearsals?
Sounds like fun.
Now I would like to introduce our special guest soloist for this Christmas show. Critically acclaimed for his performances in the US, Europe, and South America, featured on radio and television, soloist and ensemble member for numerous recordings, including his 2008 album titled John C. Mery Solo Guitar. Here's John Mery. Hi, John.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Okay. So, John, I know that you were born in Santiago, Chile, but you also grew up in America, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
And I also read that you studied and lived in Italy and France. And where was the other place?
Spain.
Spain, yes.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Most of my time was in Spain. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, the first time I moved to Spain was when I was 13 years old with my family, because my father was transferred there. So that was actually my introduction to classical guitar.
Oh,
Before
wow.
that I played, but I was mostly interested in playing rock guitar.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
believe it or not.
interesting.
Yeah. So Spain kind of opened my eyes to the classical guitar, and that first time I got to noodle around on one a bit, but then when I got back to the U.S. is when I really started studying, and then I went back, and I've been back there numerous times to study and play and to visit my old friends. So.
Oh, how
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Well, what about that musical history of being in all of those different and wondrous lands brought you to this point in your career?
Well, I see it as just, it was part of my education. It was part of making me a more well-rounded musician. I feel comfortable playing in a number of different genres, not just classical music, although that was my formal training. But I try to branch out, and I think travel and study of that sort really makes you a more well-rounded individual.
Undoubtedly.
That's true.
Yes.
And you've had the opportunity to perform in a lot of different venues, I imagine. And when was your favorite performance or venue?
Boy.
Do you have one?
Yes, I remember, let's see, my favorite performance or venue. That's a tough one. That's a really
You
tough
can do
one.
two if you like.
Well, I remember a very informal, impromptu performance I had in Sagunto. Sagunto is a town in eastern Spain, and there are some Roman ruins there.
Oh, wow.
How
Yeah,
beautiful.
so I had my instrument there, and that was really an impromptu performance, but it was just so magical. It happens to also be the home of Joaquin Rodrigo, who wrote the famous Aranjuez Concerto.
Wow.
For the guitar, so that was a nice moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's a great story. As musicians, we all have people in our lives that have affected what we do musically. Who was that person for you in your life?
Boy.
There might be quite a few.
Yeah, I'm thinking. That's a really tough question to answer. One person. I think there's been many along the way. But maybe one of the first people that introduced me to classical style guitar playing, which was a friend of my father's, believe it or not. He was a work friend, and he had studied, guitar playing as an adult, but then he changed careers, and this was a gentleman from Spain, from Madrid, and that had a big influence. And then I would also say, a lot of the great players, even ones that I haven't necessarily met in person, but through their recordings and performances. And then I've also had great teachers along the way, of course. Yeah. So.
Wonderful.
Have you always wanted to be a musician and a teacher?
Yes. I don't remember ever not wanting to be a musician.
It's something just inside of you.
Yeah, and I didn't realize I wanted to be a teacher until I was in school, in college, and I realized I liked the environment, and I liked, being in that world, and then I enjoyed teaching a great deal. I got into it kind of informally, and then did it in grad school, got the chance to teach, and then I realized that's what I wanted to do.
Cool.
That's basically how I ended up in Portland, looking for a full-time position in teaching music. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any concerts coming up that you'd like to tell our audience about, and so they can come and hear you today?
Besides our concert.
Besides our concert.
Well, my ensemble, the Oregon Guitar Quartet, is performing on December 3rd. That's at a venue called the Sunday Lounge in Old Town, Portland. That same group's playing at Southern Oregon University in Ashland in January. We just finished a number of concerts. And then, of course, I just have the regular busy season with the holidays coming up, of course.
Yes, we all have that, don't we?
Yes.
John, do you have a web presence you'd like to share with us?
Well, I don't, you can find a lot of information on that group I was mentioning, the Oregon Guitar Quartet. It's OregonGuitarQuartet.com. We have released 2 recordings recently, and there's samples on there.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That'd
actually,
be interesting.
Yeah, within the last year, we released two recordings. So we've been working hard.
We'll check that out.
Wow.
And you can check that out as well. So, would you gift our audience with a song?
Sure.
That would be great.
Yes. All right.
That was fabulous.
Awesome.
Can't wait for this concert. It'll be wonderful. So, Beth and I, John, the Glory Singers, and two amazingly talented young teenage singers, Connor and Madeline Delaflane, will be joining us for this spirited concert in the Pearl.
And you can buy tickets at our website, jeremiahproductions.com. We hope to see you at the concert.
Thanks for joining us for this web show.
Bye.
Bye.